This is News Today with Disneyland News Today. I'm Arlo with WWNT.com. Here now are the top Disneyland Resort stories for June 26th, 2025. 626 Day. Happy 626 Day, Stitch. Stitch Day. Happy Stitch Day. I have the Pride Stitch right here. It's the only Stitch I have, but we're just going to put him over here. Let him live on the set. Happy 626 Day to all who celebrate. All right, let's get to the news now. Tickets are now on sale for all Magic Key holders for Oogie Boogie Bash 2025 at Disney California Adventure. A limited amount of pre-sale Oogie Boogie tickets were available for Inspire Key holders as of 9 a.m. Pacific Time on Tuesday, June 24th, and another limited pool of pre-sale tickets became available for all Magic Key holders on Wednesday, June 25th, which is the day we're recording this. The waiting room webpage opened at 8:45 a.m. Pacific Time. This pre-sale opportunity will only be available through midnight Pacific Time. Only the primary Inspire Magic Key holders were eligible for the opportunity on Tuesday, but all Magic Key holders are now eligible as of the recording of this video, though by the time this releases, I think the presale will be over. But Oogie Boogie Bash ticket sales will open to the general public on Thursday, June 26, 2025, no earlier than 9 a.m. Pacific Time, with the queue approximately opening at 8:45 a.m. Pacific Time. Admission also includes entry to Disney California Adventure 3 hours before the party and unlimited Disney PhotoPass digital downloads from the event. D23 Gold members have the opportunity to attend an exclusive showing of the new Walt Disney A Magical Life at Disneyland Park, preceded by a panel about the new show, which features the first ever Walt Disney audio animatronic figure. The showing will be on July 18th, 2025, the day after Walt Disney A Magical Life opens. Here is the event's description. Calling all Mouseketeers and dreamers of all ages, D23 is beyond excited to offer Gold members an exclusive morning viewing of Disneyland Park's debuting show, Walt Disney A Magical Life. Guests of this event can enjoy the latest audio animatronics addition to the Lincoln Theater, featuring a magical presentation of Walt Disney in a recreated version of his studio office. In a most perfect way to start a day at Disneyland, enjoy a showcase of Walt's life and career with stunning remastered audio and video footage. Plus, D23 Gold members will enjoy an exclusive pre-show introduction by Walt Disney Imagineering Portfolio Executive Creative Producer Jeff Shaver Moskowitz, who will chat about creating this magical experience and bringing Walt to life. The event also includes reserved viewing for either World of Color Happiness at Disney California Adventure or the Paint the Night Parade and Wondrous Journeys at Disneyland that evening. Plus, guests get a D23 event exclusive gift. Tickets are $75 plus a $3 processing fee. They go on sale on Wednesday, June 25th at 10 a.m. Pacific Time. A park reservation and valid admission for Disneyland on the same day are required and not included with the event ticket. If selecting the World of Color Happiness option, guests must have a valid Park Hopper ticket. D23 Gold members can reserve a ticket for themselves and up to one guest. Tickets are non-transferable. Guests under the age of 18 must be accompanied by a parent or legal guardian who also must possess a valid event ticket. Children under the age of 3 can attend without a ticket, but must lapse it and be accompanied by an adult at all times. Walt Disney A Magical Life officially opens at the Main Street Opera House on July 17th, 2025, the day of the actual 70th anniversary of the one and only original Disneyland park. Disneyland Resort has announced that Pirates of the Caribbean will soon return to offering a standby queue only and will no longer be a Lightning Lane eligible attraction. Pirates of the Caribbean at Disneyland was initially added to what was previously Genie Plus, later rebranded to Lightning Lane Multipass and Single Pass, on a temporary basis in January of 2024, while other nearby attractions were under refurbishment. In April of 2025, the attraction was temporarily unavailable for Lightning Lane Multipass, leaving some to hypothesize that the removal, that this was a test of the removal to bring the attraction back to just standby. Now, according to the Disneyland website, Pirates of the Caribbean will have its last day as a Lightning Lane Multipass selection on June 30th, 2025. On July 1st, the attraction will return to offering a standby queue only. At that point, the following attractions will be available for Lightning Lane Multipass at Disneyland Park. These being Autopia, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters, Haunted Mansion, Indiana Jones Adventure, It's a Small World, Matterhorn Bobsleds, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, Millennium Falcon, Smuggler's Run, Roger Rabbit's Cartoon Spin, Space Mountain, Star Tours The Adventures Continue, and Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Not on this list is Star Wars Rise of the Resistance, which is a Lightning Lane Single Pass attraction only. For more Pirates of the Caribbean, read our complete history of the attraction on WDWNT.com. Several new pins have arrived for Pin Tuesday at Disneyland Resort, including one inspired by Goofy's appearance as a golf ball in a parade from 1992. We found all of today's pins for sale in Westward Ho Trading Company in Frontierland at Disneyland Park, but they are also available at 20th Century Music Company on Main Street and the Tomorrow Landing in, well, Tomorrowland. The latest entry in the Disney Parade Through the Years series is inspired by 1992's The World According to Goofy Parade, known for its cursed costume featuring Goofy as a, well, goofball. Specifically, this pin depicts the Egyptian Days unit, which sees Goofy's take on ancient Egypt if it were a golfing tournament. It is $22.99 and is a limited edition of 2,000. A little known fact about this parade is that following its conclusion later in 1992, its infrastructure and the floats and all of that were reworked and rethemed into the A Christmas Fantasy Parade, which debuted in 1995 and has run annually ever since then. Yeah, this bizarre and really strange. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised they made this in the Parade Through the Years series. They released a look at some of the other ones coming up, and they're definitely pretty obscure, but this one is out there. It only ran for like 9 months. I don't even think it ran for that. I think it ran for closer to 6. But if you have not watched World According to Goofy on YouTube, watch it. It is the most bizarre, strange thing you have ever seen in your life. Just completely out there, and it's kind of hard to find video of it, but it's definitely out there if you look for it. It is just a bizarre trip of a parade. It really is. And then also the floats all went into Christmas Fantasy, which, you know, is arguably the most classic currently running Disney parade probably in the world, that and it all started with this bizarre decision to make The World According to Goofy. But yeah, this year will mark Christmas Fantasy's 30th anniversary when it returns in November, actually. So, yeah, happy 30th anniversary to Christmas Fantasy, and oh my god, the floats from World According to Goofy are still kicking, which is just hilarious. But anyway. Another limited release pin dropped on Tuesday depicts Stitch dressed in colonial garb holding an American flag as he celebrates the 4th of July. An illustration of the U.S. Capitol building sits behind him. It is $19.99. A limited release mystery pin set arrives just in time for 6-2 Day, aka Stitch Day, on June 26th. Each box contains 2 randomly selected pins and is $34.99. The full set is depicted on the side. It includes several alien experiments from the Lilo and Stitch films and television series. They include 626, Stitch, 221, Sparkly, 624, Angel, 606, Hollio, 502, Yang, 010, Felix, 604, Houdini, 625, Reuben, 619, Splody Head, and 629, Leroy. This mystery pin set also released today at Walt Disney World. There are also 2 jumbo pins released, the first of which, actually a 3-pin set, features Stitch's experiment number 626 with the lovable blue alien posing on each number. Inside, the numbers are embossed portraits of the characters from the Lilo and Stitch universe, including Grand Councilwoman Captain Gantu, Pleakley, Jumba Lukiba, Scrump, Cobra Bubbles, Nani, Lilo, David, Experiment 625, Reuben, Experiment 221 Sparkly, and Experiment 624 Angel. This set is a limited edition of $17.50 and is $79.99. The second jumbo pin and the final new item released this week depicts Stitch tearing apart his cardboard town as seen in the original animated film. It is $49.99. Happy Stitch Day again, or 626 Day, June 26th, to all who celebrate. A very happy Stitch Day to you from the very, very adorable, lovable alien seen here in gay form. But happy 626 Day to all who celebrate. I'm gonna put him back now. Just sit over there, Stitch. Oh, don't fall. Right. Let's move on. After a 9-month closer for refurbishments, the Tinkerbell meet and greet in Pixie Hollow at Disneyland Park will reopen this weekend. According to the Disneyland Park calendar on the Tinkerbell meet and greet page, the experience will be back on Sunday, June 29th. Tink will meet from 8:15 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. and from 11:15 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. daily. Pixie Hollow closed for construction last September and construction walls went up around the space. The Pixie Hollow pond was refurbished and revealed first back in, I think that was back in November. Crews have moved the construction walls and the scrim in recent weeks. Disney did not announce any details of the refurbishment, whether the meet and greet space would change at all. Pixie Hollow is located between the Matterhorn bobsleds and the Astro Orbiter next to Sleeping Beauty Castle, roughly in the area, originally replacing Ariel's Grotto, which was an Ariel meet and greet location. Before that, it was the legendary House of the Future attraction from Tomorrowland, a very, very beloved distinct attraction, or extinct attraction, excuse me. But this is interesting. This is good. I'm glad that it's back. I'm glad that it's not just this vacant building that's been sitting there for several months. I'm a little disappointed. It sounds like they're only going to bring back Tinkerbell and not any of the other Pixie Hollow characters that used to meet there. Which it's a shame. That was, I think if I remember correctly, that was a COVID casualty. That before that, like, you could meet some of the other Pixie Hollow fairies like Fawn and Silver Mist and all those guys. But it's kind of a shame that we're sticking to this and that we're not gonna have them anymore. That it will just be Tinkerbell, because if you look at Disneyland After Dark Pride Night every year, which always 3 years in a row has had the Tinkerbell and Friends meet and greet with the fairies, that is always the most crowded meet and greet at the event. Without fail, that is always the most crowded. They are clearly, sure, these movies are not necessarily as in the public zeitgeist as they were in, say, 2009, 2010, when Pixie Hollow went up, but they are still very popular, and I think that it's kind of a mistake for them not to come back to the location, especially given how popular they are at Pride Night. I think they would do gangbuster numbers, and I just really wish they would come back. It's one of those things that there's not really a real reason why they can't. It's not like they tore down the space. It's not like they made it smaller. So I really feel like they should come back. Again, they're out at Pride Night. Clearly they still exist. So, yeah, I mean, they're so popular still that people were going crazy for them on last week for Pride Night. I mean, I walked over there. It's a good time always to go over there, but it was packed. People love them. People love seeing those characters. So I really hope Disney at some point soon changes their decision and puts the other Pixie Hollow characters back in Pixie Hollow, because they are still very beloved, and I think they would do great. But until then, we'll have Tinkerbell, which is great to have back. At least it's not just a completely vacant structure anymore. But I don't know. I feel like there's a little more they could do. But yeah, moving on. Celebrate the 70th anniversary of Disneyland Park with a new Little Words Project bracelet. The bracelet is made of shiny purple, blue, green, yellow, orange, and pink beads. They're split into groups of 3 by crystalline beads and flat gold beads. Celebrate is spelled out with golden block beads. A Disneyland 70th anniversary logo charm features the number in blue and purple with pink castle turrets. It comes with a drawstring canvas bag. The bracelet is available at New Century Jewelry on Main Street, USA, or the Emporium Jewelry Shop. It's the one that's like in the Emporium. It's like kind of off to the side. It's its own store, but if that location doesn't ring a bell to the audience, that is the little jewelry corner inside the Emporium when you go through that little hallway. Yeah, it's available there for $40. The Little Words Project bracelets are also available at Walt Disney World. The Disneyland 70th anniversary celebration runs through the summer of 2026. Other merchandise includes the retro Mickey and Map Vault collections, a collectible coin, a Rebus Brothers jewelry, and the Sleeping Beauty Castle collection. This program is brought to you by our official travel agent sponsor, BR Guest Vacations. Your dream vacation begins with BR Guest Vacations and their concierge team of expert vacation planners. And the best part is their concierge services are 100% free! Head over to brguestvacations.com/WWNT and their team will design your next magical vacation. From Disneyland and the Walt Disney World Resorts to the Disney Cruise Line to Adventures by Disney and more, head over to brguestvacations.com. The new corrected Eiffel Tower scene has debuted at Soarin' Around the World at Disney California Adventure, among other small updates. Soarin' Around the World has been undergoing a phased refurbishment. The ride was completely closed from April 28th to May 2nd, following the conclusion of Soarin' Over California for the California Adventure Food and Wine Festival. And now the theaters are taking turns closing for their updates. This means the ride currently has a limited capacity and will likely experience extended wait times, which we'll talk about that in a minute. Concourse A has now reopened and Concourse B is closed for refurbishment. The biggest change is the Eiffel Tower scene. The previous version was infamous as the Parisian icon was notably curved in the footage. Disney confirmed in May that the scene would be corrected. The version of the ride at Epcot was updated in November of 2024. The other most notable update is a new seatbelt system in the California version. The little red dot that previously unlocked the seatbelt is gone. It is now replaced with, just like the rest of the yellow tab attractions, with a big red plastic piece attached to the seatbelt mechanism. The rest of the theater has also had some light refurbishment as well. The movement mechanism on the gliders seems to be a little more active than it used to be. Additionally, the projector system has been altered, but it doesn't necessarily look better. It looks a little darker and a bit blurrier than before. But you can watch our video of the updated Soarin' Around the World right here on our YouTube channel. That limited capacity, man, ooh, that was rough. When I was the one who covered this. I was the one who went in and got the video. That was one of the roughest waits I've ever had for any attraction. Like, it really goes to show how much those two theaters change that attraction and make its capacity so much better. I was waiting in that line. I think it was like a posted, like, 180 or something like that. Like, it was a long, no, it wasn't 180. It was like 120 or something. But that was one of the longest things I've ever waited for at the Disneyland Resort. And it just didn't move. Like, it kind of like Soarin' does. You just kind of waited for like 5 or 10 minutes and then moved in a big chunk. But also Lightning Lane was still there, so there was a lot of Lightning Lane going through. I ended up being in that line. It was posted 120. I think I ended up, by the time I was off the ride, I think it was like 150. Like, it was a long wait, and it's only a 5-minute attraction, so it definitely wasn't that much of an impact. But yeah, hopefully they get this fixed up soon and that both theaters can be back to operation by the peak of summer, because it's rough right now. But the new scene looks great. The new scene is wonderful. It's this kind of wider shot. You get more of a look into Paris, and obviously the Eiffel Tower isn't bendy anymore, so that's appreciated. But God, I really hope they fix up that second theater and get it back to full operation soon, because that was rough. But anyway. As Disney starts work on the Avengers campus expansion in Disney California Adventure, crews have demolished a wall, making more of Cars Land visible from inside Avengers campus. The walkway connecting the lands closed in April, and Stark Industries theming was later added to the construction walls. This area is rumored to be getting a new bathroom facility as part of the Avengers campus expansion. There hasn't been much work visible since the walkway closed until now. It's clear that the stone wall on the right side of the path, when you exit Avengers campus through the walkway, is completely gone. This wall was notable for having a yellow crane peeking over it. Though incorporated into Avengers campus theming, this actually was a leftover from the former A Bug's Land. It was the maintenance crane for Heimlich's Choo Choo Train, the famous little dark ride, not dark ride, but famous little attraction where you got in Heimlich and went around a little area. It was very, very cute. The beloved Easter egg is now gone, however. We have a photo that we're showing on screen right now of April of 2025 for reference. As you can see in the photo, there's the crane and the wall from when construction walls went up in April. A tree and some foliage were also removed from the area. Because of the wall and foliage removal, a construction wall and scrim are now inside the ancient sanctum, once home to Doctor Strange Mysteries of the Mystic Arts, the show that got cut this past year. Now it's just a meet and greet location. The walls resemble the white stone of the ancient sanctum with magical designs. The scrim is above the ancient sanctum's walls and has a leafy pattern, so it blends in with the remaining foliage and trees a little bit better. With the wall and foliage gone, guests can now see elements of Radiator Springs previously hidden. These include the waterfall and electrical pylons behind the park. Imagineering specifically designed the sightlines to make the pylons invisible from Avengers Campus and from inside the park and Cars Land in general. But now that is gone. It's possible new construction will block this view once again from Avengers Campus when it opens, but until then we'll have to wait and see what happens. The Avengers Campus expansion includes 2 new attractions, Avengers Infinity Defense and Stark Flight Lab. This is really disappointing. If you watch the Imagineering story, I think they talked about it in Behind the Attraction too, both on Disney Plus if I remember correctly. But it was a big piece in the Imagineering story that they talked about how when they were building Cars Land, it was in an area that was previously kind of the last bit of untouched parking lot from back in the day. And it was a big deal to the Imagineering team and John Lasseter, who was the head of Pixar at the time, that they would hide the electrical pylons that were behind the park. They were a huge visual intrusion. They completely broke the immersion of being in not only Radiator Springs, but also just a theme park in general. They were a pretty big obstruction, and they went to some pretty extreme lengths to make sure you didn't see them from inside the park. And Radiator Springs is a testament to that. If you look at the Cadillac Range and that attraction from anywhere in the land, you will not see past it into the city of Anaheim and the infrastructure behind it. They did a phenomenal job of hiding that. And this is really disappointing to see that they've kind of just just kind of given up on that. I really hope it's not permanent. Obviously, this is construction, and there will eventually probably be something in this location, but it's a kind of a small area, and I'm a little bit worried about it. I'm a little bit worried they're going to forget about this, which will make me very, very sad, because DCA has already lost so much of what makes that park special and what Imagineering made that park in 2012 when they really reimagined it, and they really did an incredible job. I mean, we just lost the red car trolley back in February. We lost Pacific Wharf back in 2023. A lot of things just kind of are biting the dust, and I was really hoping that there wouldn't be this kind of visual intrusion and that we're really just going to give up on Sightlines. And I really hope that, again, this is just temporary, but again, it's very worrying that it seems like they might just kind of forget about this one. So I really hope Disney and the team behind the new Avengers Campus expansions consider this and put something there to block that view again. Seeing Radiator Springs Racers from Cars Land, or from Avengers Campus isn't the end of the world. Again, it is part of the park. It's a bit of a break in immersion from the Avengers area, like the Avengers theming, but it's not the end of the world. But seeing those electrical pylons that's a pretty big intrusion. So yeah, really hope they get this sorted out and that's not going to be visible forever, because yeah, Avengers Campus is already kind of this visual hodgepodge. It's not really all that pretty to look at. It has a lot of sightline issues through the rest of the park, but this is a new level of problem. So I really hope they deal with it. But yeah, moving on. Continuing a California adventure, new for Oogie Boogie Bash 2025, an Oogie Boogie Bash VIP tour will be available for guests to book during the annual Halloween event at Disney California Adventure. This new Oogie Boogie Bash VIP tour will include both park hopper admission and event tickets to Oogie Boogie Bash. Guests will be escorted through both Disneyland Park and Disney California Adventure by a VIP tour guide, enjoy expedited access to attractions and entry to select treat trails, reserved seating for the frightfully fun Halloween parade, and more. Full offerings for the Oogie Boogie Bash tour are as follows: park hopper and event admission for your party of up to 8 guests, expedited access to Villains Grove and select treat trails. Villains Grove, an absolutely incredible experience if you haven't checked it out. It is wonderful. Private VIP tours for character greetings, reserved VIP seating and viewing for the frightfully fun Halloween parade with complimentary beverages and sweet and savory treats, exclusive VIP tour Oogie Boogie Bash amenity, not sure what that means, but probably some kind of gift, complimentary valet parking at Disney's Grand Californian Hotel and Spa, that is an amazing perk. That is probably doesn't make the tour worth it on its own, but that is a wonderful benefit and something that is very expensive on its own. So yeah, it's very, very nice that that's included. In terms of how to book this tour and pricing, you can call 714-300-7710 or email DisneylandVIPtours.com. Guests younger than 18 years of age must have a parent or guardian's permission to call. The walkway between Disney California Adventure and the Pixar Place Hotel has reopened and now has new entrance gates, the first permanent gates at the entrance since it reopened 3 years ago. The hotel entrance is between Corndog Castle and Seaside Souvenirs in Paradise Gardens Park, previously Paradise Pier. Like the Grand Californian Hotel's park entrance, this is an exclusive to hotel guests and grants them easier access to the park, although Pixar Place Hotel guests still have to cross Disneyland Drive. The entrance opened in 2022, though it did previously exist in the infancy of the park. It was just gone for very many years, when Pixar Place Hotel was still Paradise Pier Hotel. Until now, there was just a cast member with a ticketing cart and scanner stationed here. Now there is a trio of the new Disneyland Resort Park entrance gates featuring photo validation. These wide gates are able to accommodate ECVs, wheelchairs, and strollers. The frosted glass features pixie dust and acorns with Art Deco borders, the same designs as on the Grand Californian Hotel gates, and seemingly more themed to that hotel than Pixar Place. The screens feature Oswald welcoming guests and saying goodbye. Oswald appears on the screens at all of the Disney California Adventure entrance gates. Carthay Circle is on the tap point outside the park. Of course, there is still a cast member stationed at the gates to help guests. Read our article and our guide to using the new Disneyland Resort entrance gates for more details on our website at www.nt.com. A new Elio exhibit has opened in the Pixar Place Hotel at Disneyland Resort, replacing the Win or Lose exhibit. There is also an Elio photo op in the hotel's lobby. This photo op is next to Story and above the Sketchpad Cafe dining area. It features Elio and his new alien friend Glorbon. In the film, Elio hopes to be abducted by aliens and gets his wish, but he's then mistaken as the ambassador of Earth. Elio and Glordon are in the foreground of the photo op. Guests can step behind them in front of a background featuring other alien ambassadors and the Elio logo against space. An Elio mural features Elio being pulled up to a crystalline spaceship by a light beam. The Elio logo is in the upper corner. The art exhibit is on the balcony above the lobby. This maquette, created by Matt Nolte, depicts a Leviathan. It's a large whale-like creature with sharp talons and spikes along its back. The maquette of Glorden was created by Greg Dykstra. Glorden is voiced by Remy Edgerly. Maquettes are clay models created to help animators keep consistent with the character's design. The last maquette depicts Elio, who is voiced by Eunice Kibreb. This figure was also created by Greg Dykstra. For the first time, a Pixar Place Hotel exhibit includes a TV monitor. It shows 3D modeling demonstrations and storyboard slides. These images depict the creation of the Communiverse, the film's main setting. Concept art for the Pixar film is displayed on the walls with labels indicating the artist's medium and subject. In the photo that we're showing on screen here are digital paintings by Xin Yingzong, Maria Lee, and Ernesto Nemesio of Communiverse disc rings. Communiverse Plaza and characters. Communiverse is the film's main setting, again. These 4 pieces by Nolte, Crystal Kung, Lee...
I'm assuming that's a couple?
These 4 pieces are by Nolte, Crystal Kung, Lee, and Guilherme Jacinto, and depict Ambassador Helix and Ambassador Questra. Guilherme voices Helix, and Jamila Jamil voices Questra. An early Communiverse exploration by Haley Jessup depicts the space station as circular with colorful lights. A piece by Valerie Cow also shows the Communiverse Grand Assembly Hall. This digital drawing by Yingzong depicts various versions of Ooh, a gelatinous supercomputer voiced by Shirley Henderson, who can take multiple forms. Ooh, spelled with 5 O's. These pieces by Yingzong and Nemesio are for a cloning element in the film. The artwork is organized into sections. The ones shown on screen right now are mostly based around the Communiverse. This group of artwork features Lord Gringon, the Hylurgian ship. Grigon, voiced by Brad Garrett, is Glorden's father. A Leviathan is also pictured. This collage of images is similar to a film storyboard, but instead of showing one scene, it's a collection of various moments from the film. This group of artwork is focused on Elio and Glorden's friendship, but also includes a look at the Communiverse. This piece is a reproduction of ink and pencil on paper, originally drawn by Adrian Molina, one of the film's directors. Molina, Coco, directs with Madeline Sharfian, Burrow, and Domishi, Turning Red. The Elio screenplay is by Julia Cho, Mark Hammer, and Mike Jones. This reproduction of ink and pencil features sketches of Elio and Glorden by Shi and Sharfian. This collection includes more artwork based on Earth, featuring Elio and his aunt Olga Solis. The aunt character was originally set to be voiced by America Ferrera. She left the project due to scheduling conflicts, and the character was ultimately rewritten to be Elio's aunt, now voiced by Zoe Saldana. As is clear by her uniform in this artwork and trailers, Aunt Olga is an Air Force major. This digital painting by James Woods shows Elio and Olga. More digital paintings and reproductions of hand-drawn drawings show the pair in various versions of their outfits. There are 2 digital paintings, studies of Elio's bedroom. One by Jessup shows Elio's obsession with aliens via rug, bedding, and posters on the walls. Art by Nemesio offers a closer look at Elio on his bed with aliens, decorations, and glowing stars around him. Another digital painting by Kristen Norelius depicts Camp Carver, where Elio is sent early on in the film. There are notes on the painting designating the abducted area, Elio's log, a beach, a path, and more. Pixar's Elio is in theaters now. For the absolute latest on these stories and all that didn't make it into today's show, head over to WWNT.com and follow us on all your favorite social media platforms at Disneyland News Today. If you're enjoying the show, be sure to like this video, subscribe to WDW News Today on YouTube for more great content, and click the bell for notifications. Be sure to hit select all notifications so you never miss an episode of Disneyland News Today. You can support the entire team behind this show and others by joining the WWNT Inner Globe Society at patreon.com/WWNT. Get access to exclusive content, discounted show and event tickets, and more. Special shout out to all the WIGS members watching who make this show happen every week. For WWNT and Disneyland News Today, this is Arlo saying enjoy the rest of your today and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.